The teams have been announced and the date is set. MCC 21 is just around the corner and that means it's prediction time. So which team will be victorious, which will fail spectacularly, and which will shock the world? These are my placement predictions for MCC 21. But before we begin, these are just my opinions and predictions. So if you have a different one to me, why not leave it in the comments section below? And I'll be looking at the ones I like the best in a future video. And also, whilst you're down there, why not subscribe? We're so close to 2,000 subscribers, so if you could help me reach that huge number, it would mean the world to me. But enough rambling. Let's begin at 10th place. The Aqua Axolotls. As always, this event is hugely competitive and I feel horrendous for having the Axolotls in 10th. But one team had to be there. Antfrost leads this team coming off a win in MCC 20. And of course he's looked incredibly strong in all the events he's been in so far. And he's joined by yet another winner in Bad Boy Halo as well as JoJo Solos, who absolutely deserves to be making her first appearance in a canon event, after spectacular performances in both MCC Rising and All Stars. G Nelly completes this team, returning after a wonderful first tournament in MCC 18. So, why is this team in last for me? Well, unfortunately, despite being winners, these players don't have much tournament experience compared to other teams. And along with the lack of an S tier player, unfortunately that leaves them last for me. Although I think JoJo Solos is going to kill it. 9th place. The Crimson Krakens. Yep, sadly I think everyone's favourite team will unfortunately only come in 9th. Now again, this might be a shock because on paper they should of course come 3rd place thanks to the curse. Kratzy is a super strong, often underrated player who can definitely take it to the top. And he's joined by Kara, who is a brilliant support player. And of course, they've previously won in the past together in MCC 1. Krinios is yet another brilliant player in this team who unfortunately isn't in the event enough. And of course, the captain is sensational, especially after coming off his 9th place finish in MCC 20. So again, why are they only in 9th place? And the answer is simple. The other teams are better. Krinios doesn't have much tournament time, Kara and Kratzy unfortunately have never matched their first event, and the captain is cursed. So sadly, they only sit in 9th place for me. Although, like many others, I hope that they prove me wrong. 8th place. The Green Geckos. Wow, my first huge opinion. I have the Green Geckos all the way down in 8th. Tommy and Dream team up yet again after Dream coach Tommy throughout MCC 20, and they are joined by the wonderful Sylvie and Nikki to create a brilliant and fun partnership. But why only 8th? Well, the issues sadly begin with Dream. Throughout this season, he's been fairly inconsistent, with his best position being 3rd, and I can imagine the break that he took could affect him compared to the other S tier players. That, along with him not meshing well with Tommy in MCC 17, makes me feel as if he won't be on his best form. Tommy, however, is Tommy, and could have a ridiculously good event or a bad one, but given the pressure of being with Dream, I'm gonna guess this is a miss. Despite all this, however, I do in fact think Nikki and Sylvie will do fairly well in this event. Nikki's best performance has previously been with Tommy in MCC 14, and along with Dream training her in the past few weeks, I think this could be one of her best events. And Sylvie is coming off a win in MCC 18, and I expect her to carry on that momentum into this event. However, despite all this, I can only place them in 8th. But, of course, they could prove me wrong, and get that victory. 7th place, the Yellow Yaks. We have another shocker in my predictions, as I think the one and only fruit berries will unfortunately not make it into the top 5 for yet another tournament. The Yaks are a brilliant team full of winners, and Fruit will definitely have a better time than the ball of chaos that was Jack, Tommy and Connor. But even so, Fruit will still have to carry this team to victory, with all 3 of his teammates being missing in many of the recent tournaments, which is truly the one big thing that will hamper this team, especially with new games such as Rocket Spleef Rush, and the loss of classics like Hole in the Wall and survival games, which would have helped them massively in this tournament. 6th place, the Cyan Coyotes. Another S tier not in the top 5, as I predict that even the almighty Saplap will have a tough time guiding this team to victory. Starting with, of course, Mr. All Things MCC himself, CPK, who will, as always, put his all into this event, and I expect this duo to once again be brilliant, like the time they teamed up before in MCC 14. They're also joined by solo simmer Cryptic Zeus, who's been practicing throughout the off-season, so I expect him to be sensational this tournament. And finally, the wonderful Snifferish has joined the event, and I'm so excited and happy to see them compete. But sadly, given their new status and Zeus's previous events, I don't think this team will have enough to take it to the top. However, as with every team, I hope they prove me wrong. 5th place, the Blue Bats. Now hear me out on this one. Whilst it might seem crazy to put this team above a few others I've already predicted, I truly think there is great potential here. Starting with, of course, the big up-and-comer Purpled, who is coming off a brilliant debut that he'll be looking to follow up on in this event. He's joined by 5UP, who of course won MCC 20 with a superb performance, and I expect these two to be a terrific duo of purple and pink. Tubbo, as always, will put in his best as one of the most consistent performers in MCC, who truly puts his soul into every tournament. And I think Jack Manifold is going to pop off with one of his best performances we've seen from him, which of course means this team could go to the top. But with so many other amazing teams in this tournament, this is unfortunately the highest they go in my predictions. 4th place, the Purple Pandas. From purple to purple, as the Pandas head into 4th place in my predictions. That's a lot of P's in one sentence. And rightly so, of course, as Puns, Ponk, Possum Dude and Pager make up this perfect team. Puns is of course coming off a brilliant MCC where he performed predictably passionately, and the duo of Ponk and Awesome Dude is going to be positively poggers. And of course the Pioneer, Smager, completes a prize partnership, who I predict will be in paradise come the 30th of April. 3rd place, the Pink Parrots. If you watched my channel 6 months ago, you would know that I believe there is a curse that is in fact more powerful than the captains. And that is the curse of Wilbur and Ranboo. This duo has been sensational in MCC, however they seem destined to always come 3rd place. And if we cast our minds back to MCC 18, they had a team very similar to this one, with of course the legend that is Sneaksnag joining them once again only a few weeks after his wonderful wedding, alongside George Not Found, who replaces the captain in this squad. Not that I'm saying this team isn't incredibly good, and of course they could break the curse, but unfortunately there's 2 other teams that I think are more likely to get into Dodgeball. Starting with 2nd place, the Orange Ocelots. Illumina absolutely dominated MCC 20, and of course he'll be ecstatic to be finally paired with Philza for the Dream Illumina team. This pair will be great together, especially as Phil is a brilliant secondary who will live off Illumina's leadership like he's done before with Technoblade. They're joined by Elena, who did brilliantly in her first tournament and will look to build on that in this event, and Shubble, who is a brilliant team player and will be looking for her third win after such a long time without. The Ocelots will most definitely be looking to reach the top, and could do so, but will Illumina's Dodgebolt curse strike once again, or will this team finally be able to break it? I mean, seriously, how many curses are there in this tournament? It's crazy. But of course, that leaves us with one more team to take it to the top, and that is first place, the Llamas. Yep, that's right, the Llamas for me are the team to beat in this tournament. Pizza Hut will be desperate to once again put himself back on top in the players' averages after Techno overtook him last event, as well as of course to get his 5th win and that special coin that will be heading H-Bomb's way very soon. He's joined by Scar and Green, which has got to be one of the most requested duos since the tournament began, and Solidarity completes this epic team, who I believe have it in them to get that victory and wear the wonderful MCC crown. And that's it for my predictions for MCC 21. As I've said before, I'd love to hear your predictions in the comments below, as well as which players you think will shine in this tournament. And if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, because it would mean the world to me if you did on my way to 2,000 subscribers. But all that's left to say now is thank you for watching, and of course, peace.